Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Chess and welcome back to Racer or Random SCP Review. This one will be SCP number 7 or the 7th SCP, but before we actually roll the number, I would like to say something first. Previously we did a random review of SCP-3969, right? Or the Hoffman's nightmare, right? But there's actually something about it as well that I later found out. Um, so it's not originally SCP-3969. It was supposed to be, well, not supposed to be, but it was originally posted under the page or SCP number 6037, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's the 7 series, right? Um, but somehow they kinda reorder it or something like that, and the SCP that we read yesterday got transferred into SCP-3969, right? So we were right, but the thing is that I think the original creator or the creator haven't really um has not edited the title of the SCP. Therefore, that's why I ask about who is Hoffman, right? Because it's Hoffman's nightmare, and the content of the SCP is neither Hoffman related nor nightmare related, right? And after that, I later found out again that apparently the Hoffman's nightmare is another SCP, but it was not the global SCP one. So it's like either Korean or Japanese SCP, right? So like we all know, right? The SCP wiki is has branches basically, like each country, it's of their own community, like country based. They can make their own SCP, right? Like if you know SCP-173 is the sculpture, right? But maybe in Korea or in Japan, SCP-173 is actually something else, right? And this is fine. Um, it just means that it's from different branches of SCP. And here in this channel, anyway, we are actually covering the global SCP, quote unquote global SCP, right? The one with no what is it called again? Like an extension in the behind, like SCP, for instance, SCP-420J, right? It's very different from SCP-420. So yeah, there's that at least. Um, and yeah, that's about it, I guess. I don't know what the name of the SCP is just yet. Um, but if I did, if like again, like after the previous recording, I did more research, and I think the SCP is either called some kind of ritual thing, like there's a word ritual in it, or I think it's about lima beans as well. Because if I remember correctly, again, I think we actually mentioned some lima beans, right? Like, or lima beans, I would say, in the video as well. But yeah, there's that, I guess. So yeah, there's that. So from this point forward, if there is an SCP that we covered, and then in the far future it got reordered, or like what is it called again, like yeah, I guess reordered, right? Like reorganized, yeah, that's what I mean. And the SCP that we discussed apparently got transferred into like a newer, like not really newer, but more like older spot, right? So because we know that that SCP was from SCP-6037, and then it got like transferred into SCP-3969, right? I believe it was like that because SCP-3969 was probably like empty or something like that, or it's for different SCP branches, right? Therefore, the quote unquote global SCP is empty, right? So to fill in this empty, I think all the admins, what I'm understanding, the like the administrator of the web, they actually reorganize newer SCP to fill in, or to be replaced into those empty spot in the fewer number SCP first, right? So yeah, that's about it, I guess. Okay, without further ado, let's just roll the number, right? I will look away for a second, and three, two, one, and stop. Okay, 4909. Okay, so we are going to discuss about SCP, or randomly review SCP-4909, and I will be right back. Okay, here we are in the SCP wiki. SCP-4909 is over here, which is called Octopus Garden, right? Also another addition, if the original creator of the previous SCP, after this or sometime in the future, edited the name from Hoffman's Nightmare into something else, uh, and I didn't notice, let me know down in the comments, right? Let me know if the creator actually already edited the title into something else, right? Into the what's supposed to be SCP-3969, right? So yeah, that's about it, I guess. Now we go to Octopus Garden. Okay, so octopus and garden. I think this one will be in the sea. If I can guess or imagine, it's probably like a lair, the lair of octopus, probably like probably kraken or something like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention. So, do you guys remember the object class of the previous SCP? I forgot to mention this, but the object class for the previous one is actually safe, and it's quite interesting, right? Because in the end of the reading, we found out that SCP-3969 kinda escaped, right? And it's not captured again, right? Like like basically he is somewhere out there, right? It's still to be continued, right? Um, However, the thing over here is still considered as safe, which is interesting, right? Because the SCP is technically not in the SCP Foundation, but somehow they still consider it as safe, right? It's interesting. Maybe it is like that, or maybe again the original creator maybe didn't think about it like that, right? But then again, if we talk about the object class, I think he can be considered as either safe or Euclid. As in Euclid means, because we still don't know what his purpose, right? So that's why it's Euclid, because we're not fully understanding what his intention having or doing the rituals, right? It can also be considered as safe, which is fine because he is kinda easy to contain, I guess, because it's humanoid, right? So you just need a humanoid room, right, or cell, for humanoid SCP, right? But then again, is he really safe though? Technically, he broke his way out of the um, SCP Foundation, right? So he kind of escaped. Maybe he just slammed the door or make a hole in the wall or something like that, which is not described in the previous readings, right? Therefore, like maybe this consider it still considered as safe, just for the sake that it was maybe like the security probably got off guard or something like that, right? So yeah, I guess he is still safe, considered as safe, despite of him being escaped and is currently not in the SCP Foundation, right? So yeah. Anyway, Octopus Garden, right? SCP-4909, object class Euclid. So it means it's kinda easy, kinda difficult to contain. Um, The reason why it's easy or difficult in between, right? Because we still not sure what the like the SCP is doing, right? Like their true nature. We haven't really figured that out just yet, but hopefully we can actually cut something over here. Also, this will be lots of reading, excuse me, but not really though. Attention, the document you are reading is outdated. Please refresh the few updates. Okay. Uh, what is this again? Um, document you are reading is outdated. Please refresh the few updates. Um, using SCP-1485 as a mean of routine. Is this like canon real to the this one or not? Okay, anyway, okay, there's something. Oh, this is like chemical structure. All right, interesting. Maybe this one we can separate into two parts probably because just how much it is of reading, like you know, like over here, right? And then there's this additional. So this one over here, just to start off, right? This one I can see two ways because again, this is SCP Foundation, right? Um, First, this is intended like this so that it kind of gives a twist in the end because actually I have like known many of SCPs doing this as well. Like you know, basically they give you the information, right? And then in the end, like a twist or something like that. Like we see in the previous as well, where there is addendum 3, right, which is basically the O5 council talking to each other, right, having a meeting, right. So you know, like that's the plot twist, right, which is not supposed to be inserted in the main SCP documents, but it's there, right. It's just for like dramatic purpose, right. So I'm not sure if this is that you know, for dramatic purpose, or this is actually canon. No, I mean, the dramatic purpose is canon. I mean, is it either that, or this is actually like a note from the admins of this page that uh, I mean, they mean it literally, right? Like, the document, the whole thing is outdated, and then this one is the new one, right? So, why I think like this? Because, well, obviously the previous SCP that we review, um, was outdated, kinda, right? Well, not really outdated, but more like it got replaced or transferred into new location, right? So yeah, there's that, I guess. I don't know if this is that as well, right? Because we had that in the previous one. You know, I'm kind of getting skeptical about another one like this, right? Like this is you know, like I don't know if they mean this as a joke or dramatic purpose, canonically, or this is actually literally serious, right? So yeah, there's that, I guess. But yeah, we already spent 15 minutes almost for this part. I guess we can just start, right? um Okay, first let's take a look at the picture first, right? Let's observe section of SCP-4909, photo taken during Expedition Sutra 2. Okay, interesting. This looks like underwater, right? Just because of this over here, you can kind of see the like the water wave, right, in the surface, like in the surface, and then because of the sunlight or something like that, or the light, it got reflected or what is it, marked as shadow in at the surface of the floor, right, or the sea floor or underwater floor, right. So yeah, that's why I think this is actually underwater. As well as the yellow mist over here. You know, it can mean like the like river water that is dirty, right? Like it has, what is it called again? It has like what is it called again? Like it's dirty, right? Like a cloud of dirt, I guess, underwater. So yeah. Okay, first it's underwater. Second, I don't know if these finds over here is actually finds or this is part of the octopus. I'm not entirely sure, right? But if you ask me, I think this is like regular vegetation just because of how this looks, because this there is like a leaf over here as well, right? Unless they are not leaves, but I think they are leaves, therefore I can uh, assume or presume that it's actually like underwater vegetation, right? Like maybe a kelp or I don't know, like yeah, like kelp, right? Or tangled plants or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, special containment procedures. Foundation ships SCP-S0215 and SCP-S0216. Okay, SCP-S. SCP ship, is that it? What is the S in SCP-S though? I'm not entirely sure. Um, Number 215 and 216. So 15 and 16 is probably the unit number, and then the 02 is I think type of ship. I'm not entirely sure, right? I'm not expert in the marinery or ship at that boat or anything, right? Like sailing or sailor stuff. I'm not expert in that, but I think that's again, like if I have to guess, right? 02 is probably the unit type, and then 15 and 16 is probably the unit number, right? Are to patrol a 2 kilometer square circular area of sea at coordinates something degree north and something degree east. Um, Also, you can kind of make up as well that this is two numbers over here, two numbers degree and two numbers degree. Therefore, um, it's like I'm not entirely sure how coordinates work. This one is north and east, right? So it's like so this is either 01 until 99 degrees at north, right? And then this one's also 01 to 99 degree at east. I think just because of this the number of squares, like the black squares over here is 2 digit. So I have always assumed about this as well, like since the first time I know about SCP, because sometimes it's actually true, to be honest, like the censored stuff over here. um each square, each black square over here is actually a digit. So there is two over here, right? So this is like somewhere between 01 or 00. It's technically possible as well until 99 degree, right? Which is the same over here as well. So there's that at least. It's not like 140 degree north and 375 degree east, and nothing like that, right? But yeah, well, I'm not entirely sure as well if that's even possible, right? The global coordinate using northeast coordinate thing, right? I'm not entirely sure what's the lower and upper limit for that. Anyway, all civilian ships approaching the area are to be redirected using the cover story of an unstable volcanic vent currently being researched. Okay, that's actually smart because um, yeah, it's smart basically, right? Any bubbles breaking the surface of the water are to be explained as coming from the vent. It makes sense as well. I guess it can also make sense because again, this is in the water, right? It's water area. Um, if you ask me, as a sailor, or if I have like somehow private boat or something like that, and someone told me that there is actually geographic or underwater seismic activities, I will actually just without thinking twice, I will actually just leaving the place instantly. There's that at least, um, which is great over here. Okay, on-board observational equipment is to maintain constant surveillance of SCP-4909. Any deviations recorded must be reported to Dr. Roberts. Okay, so we know the name over here. Dr. Roberts is probably the SCP researcher, right? Okay. Due to risk of personnel loss and the cost of armed deep sea vehicles, uh, expedition to SCP-4909 required the approval of at least two Level 4 staff. Requests from staff to retrieve SCP-4909-2 samples from SCP-4909 for experimental or personal use are to be unequivocally denied. That's a lot of information over here. So we know that it is actually risky to do the expeditions. So it's kind of the same as the Atohalan, SCP Atohalan or 5830, I think, that we just did, which had five parts, right? The fifth SCP that we reviewed, basically. It's as risky as that, right? So here they are more prepared, right? So yeah, like by more prepared, I mean more caution, right? With more precaution, basically. And then it also needs level 4 staff. Again, it's just another layer of like protection, I guess. So if the level 4 staff says yes, then it's yes, okay, right? So there's that. Also I'm not sure how many levels are there. But from the game, if I remember correctly, there's level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and then D class, which is below level 1, right? They are not staff technically. And then level 5 is, I think, another one, right? Like there is a level 5, and then after that, I think the O5 Council. But I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not. So let me note down again if I was wrong, right? Um, and then we also know there is SCP-4909-2. So there will be 4909-1 and dash 2, right? So dash 2 is the samples, basically, like yeah, it's samples from 4909, right? So we can kind of presume that it's some kind of chemical thing, maybe the chemical that we saw down below in the bottom, right? So yeah, maybe that. And then what is dash one, right? So yeah, there's that. Maybe after this we'll get to know about that. Anyway, now the description. SCP-4909 constitutes an anomalous space, 1.14 kilometers square in area. Okay, this one is 1.14, but here they patrol a 2 kilometer circular area, so which is great again, right? They added that extra 0.86 kilometers square, I guess, uh, to patrol this SCP over here, right? Which is actually smart. Yeah, located on the seabed of the Indian Ocean. Oh, Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is actually in the you guys know Asia. So Asia, South Asia, there is India, right? So to the south of India, down in the sea, that is called the Indian Ocean. It's actually close to my country again. It's to the west of my country, but it's to the south of South Asia, if I remember correctly, right? So yeah, there's that. 50 kilometers from the southern coast, oh yeah, of Sri Lanka, here over here, right? So yeah, this is like basically that. India, Pakistani, Sri Lanka, whatever you call that, right? The bottom part of Asia, basically. um, okay, cool. 50 kilometers from that, it's actually not that far, honestly, considering that 50 kilometers is, if I have to guess about that, it's like the way I go to my school, my high school from my home, which is 5 kilometers, and then I just do that 10 times, right? Which is basically like 5 days of school, right? Because I 5 times go to school, 5 times go back home, right? Which is not that far if you ask me. So having this actually close, somewhat close to the coast, um, it kind of becomes a little bit concerning, right? Like what if it does something, right? What about the people that lives by the coast? Yeah, right. Maybe there's something about that. Maybe, right? Maybe not, but who knows? The area is bordered by and consists largely of unusually large specimens of kelp. Oh, okay. The majority of which are unnaturally colored. So this one was right. I was right. This is actually kelp. So yeah, there you go. What else? Where were we again? Okay, unnaturally colored. Hues of yellow, pink, red, and violet are the most common. Though the color seems to regress to standard coloration, the further one moves away from the center of the area. The standard color, the further one moves away. Okay. SCP-4909 is currently home to two anomalous objects designated SCP-4909-1 and SCP-4909-3, as well as an estimated double-digit amount of humans. Okay, so it's either 01 until 99 humans, right? But if you have to uh, ask me, let's just say 43 humans, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, interesting how they actually mentioned as 43 humans over here, and not like 40, like these 43 humans. It basically says that they're still alive, right? Okay, anyway. Dash 1 and dash 3. Also, we know dash 2 as well, right? Okay. So, yeah. Within SCP-4909, living organisms requiring oxygen are able to breathe normally. Okay, that's just any other part of the sea, though. Provided the entire mass of their bodies remains below the canopy of kelp. Um, Okay, this is done by anomalously changing the subject's respiratory system, allowing the subject to inhale water, extract the oxygen from the water molecules inhaled, and exhale hydrogen, manifesting as bubbles underwater. How this process accounts for the mineral contents of saltwater is currently unknown. The possibility of this process disproportionately affecting the hydrogen levels in Earth's atmosphere should be of primary concern to research staff assigned to SCP-4909. Okay, real quick, I think I kinda know what this SCP has its reference from. I would just say it right now. It's Minecraft, right? Um, Basically they are saying that any living organisms, human, animals, etc., they can breathe if they are under this canopy of kelp, right? Like uh, basically if they are near the kelp or just inside the kelp, they can breathe, which is the first thing that came to my mind when I know these mechanics. It's in Minecraft. It's as easy as that. Because if you guys don't know, if you use kelp, I think it kind of, you can actually breathe in that. Wait, is it true? Um, no, it's not, right? Or is it? Um, I don't think. No, actually, I was wrong. No, no, no. Okay, never mind. But actually, no, not really. I mean, in the Minecraft, guys, it's been a while since I last play Minecraft, and it's 2020 basically, right? Which is two years ago, right? So kelp is actually not directly used as respiratory. It is used to create the like a channel, I guess, like a channel of pure water, so that if you put magma block at the bottom part, then you can actually then start to breathe on in it, right? Like as well as getting sucked inside the bottom, right? So yeah, there's that, I guess. But creating the block of water, the full block of water will require kelp because it's the easiest thing to do, right? So you know when I see kelp and then you can breathe, it's just basically shout Minecraft, right? Although not technically directly to that mechanics, but it is going that way, right? You need kelp generally, like to make it easier, you need kelp, and then you also need like magma block, and then the result will be you can breathe in that column of water as well as getting sucked down into the like the floor, the sea floor basically, right, or the sea bed. So yeah. Okay, so we already reached the 30 minutes mark, but we still actually have so many things over here. I will probably read more, just a little bit more. Um, yeah, a little bit more, alright? Anyway, okay, this one is we know the kelp, we can breathe while under that, I guess, or yeah, the below of the canopy of kelp. SCP-4909 dash 1 is an entity resembling a common octopus, okay? Octopus vulgaris, estimated to be 5 meters in height, with varying tentacle lengths ranging from around 2 meters to 6 meters, okay? Interesting, 5 meters actually tall. It's actually big for any kind of fish, to be honest, and we know that this is octopus, which is more insane, right? 5 meters is basically um, uh, a house. Like imagine you are in a house, like basically your house, right? Um, it is the height of the floor from the floor to the ceiling, which is more or less about 4 to 5 meters, right? Depends on what type of house you live in, right? Um, if you have a one floor house, then it's probably that high. But if you have two-story house or two floor, then it is actually about 3.5 to 4 meters, right? So for per floor, I mean, so just a little bit more, a little bit higher than that or taller than that, basically, which is 5 meters, right? Okay. Wait, where was I again? Okay, so here we are, 5 meters in height with varying tentacles. Okay, ranging from 2 meters, 6 meters. Okay, though the entity has been known to be able to extend these tentacles to lengths of over 2 kilometers when provoked. Um, that doesn't sound right, right? I mean, well, the last time I actually ate octopus, I can tell that the octopus head is actually small, and then the tentacle is actually long. Yeah, that is true. Like the tentacle can be like 3 times the length of the head, but here we actually it says 2 kilometers, right? Which is I don't know. I mean, this is SCP, right? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to make sense, right? But if you ask me, can this octopus actually reach until 2 kilometers? Well, um, I don't know. Maybe not, right? That's fictitious, which is this one as well, right? So yeah, it will also look weird. Because 2 kilometers is actually very long, right? So what happened when they actually don't extend their tentacles, right? So they just rolled it up, I guess, and then until it reached shortened to 2 meters to 6 meters, right? However, um, the the roll of their tentacles will be big, right? Just because shortening 2 kilometers to 2 meters, 6 meters is actually a lot of length to be rolled up. Therefore, yeah, it will actually look weird, to be honest. Like their tentacles will be like just basically like a roll thing, like you will see it as a roll, and then you can see the octopus itself, which is 5 meters, right? So yeah, it's quite interesting. uh, if I have to imagine, the how it will be shaped, basically, draw a circle and then draw more circles beneath that first circle, right? So draw one big circle and then draw like eight more circles um, below that big circle, right? Like smaller circles, basically eight more, and then just attach that to that, right? So yeah, it's basically looks like that, I guess. Anyway, it has enhanced camouflaging capabilities, which it typically uses to exhibit a wide variety of colors, often those present in SCP-4909 scalp. Okay, so basically what it's saying is that this is not all kelp. Maybe like this vine over here is actually its tentacle, right? Which is camouflaging. So there's that, I guess. What it basically says, right? Okay. It is sapient though, unintelligent, and can communicate telepathically. With witness to this ability reporting hearing it speak English with a thick British accent. Oh, interesting. British accent in Indian Sea. Interesting. Okay, because European is actually up in the north, right? And then the ocean they are close to, I think, is the Atlantic Ocean and not Indian Ocean, right? To have this octopus in Indian Ocean to have British accent is actually quite interesting, to be honest. Um, so yeah. Anyway, um, what else is there? Okay, SCP-4909-1. Okay, what is that again? Oh, this one is. Oh, okay. So 4909 is the biome, and then 4909-1 is the octopus, okay, or the creature, basically. The creature native to the 4909, right? Interesting. Dash 1 has so far shown an apparent inability to excrete ink, but instead constantly excretes a translucent yellow liquid substance, slightly heavier than water, designated SCP-4909-2. Ah, I see. So yeah, it also makes sense again in up here, right? In this picture, um, like I said, right? This is the yellow tint color, right, or the brown, I guess. I said that it's because of the cloud dirt from the sea bed, basically, which makes the river or the water, basically the sea, the ocean, looks dirty, right? But here, this is actually the ink of the octopus. Interesting, right? Okay. There's that at least. Okay, now it's all coming together, right? Which is nice, always nice with this kind of SCP. Okay, so we now know that the ink is dash 2, right? So I guess there's that. There is still more to cover. I will probably read one more paragraph and then call it an episode, I guess, or a part. Okay, here we go. SCP-4909-1 believes it is the benevolent guardian of SCP-4909. Um, okay, it is willing and eager to provide assistance to individuals occupying 4909 at their request. Oh, I see. This has been known to take the form of transportation, cleaning, assistance with toileting, using its camouflage to project color patterns for entertainment, providing sexual favors, and using its tentacle to kill fish and other sea life and use them in puppet shows. Oh, interesting. Okay, so 4909-1 or the octopus, right? We know that it is sapient. It is also like this one, right? It is sapient, uh, although it's unintelligent, right? Therefore, they are basically innocent, right? They just live um, by itself, and then they also think or believe that their existence is actually serving as the guardian of the biome, basically, or the biome, right? So they are there because they are the guard of this area basically. And here this is actually kind of wholesome as well. Basically, this octopus also has the the character of dolphin, if you ask me. So we know that dolphin is smart, right? And then they actually help human in the sea, right? Because um, through all the footage that I have watched through the internet, there are lots of instances where dolphins actually become very useful for human, right? Like if someone drops something there, I think I watched a video, I guess the dolphin actually grabbed that and returned to the person. And then there's also a dolphin that basically just circling, not circling, circling around the boat to protect the boat from shark attacks, right? So yeah, I guess the octopus kind of have that characters as well. However, here in this one, they are innocent, right? However, as you can see over here, they try to entertain. However, they use fish and kill it just to be used as prop, basically, right? Used as their puppet shows, right? Maybe it rolls its tentacles into the fish, grabbing it, and then make like a puppet shows, basically, right? Pretending that the fish is the puppet, right? And pretending that it talks, right? Although it's already dead, which is interesting over here because we know that they can be innocent. However, they can also become like fearful, right? They become violent as well. So interesting that there's that. Maybe there's also human potentially in the future, like in the future reading, where they actually kill human for their puppet shows. Who knows, right? I mean, we will get through this. Maybe there will be more information about that. Maybe not, right? But anyway, we already passed like 40, like more than 40 minutes probably. uh, I guess I will stop this episode over here. We'll continue this in part two, and hopefully, we actually covered all of this. The reason why we didn't actually cover and we only covered a little is because I guess we kind of also discussed about the last SCP as well, right? So yeah, I guess that'll be it for today's episode of Random SCP Review or Racer. I'll see you again in the next episode of Racer in this one, SCP-4909, the sixth SCP, Part 2. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again very, very soon, and see ya!